Duke and Duchess of Sussex are planning to move back to the UK. Prince Harry and Meghan intend to relocate from the US later this month to a private, non-royal residence outside of London. The couple's children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, are thought to be enrolled to start at a British school in September.
Harry and Meghan are coming back to Britain. And honestly, when I first heard the news, one person immediately came to mind: Catherine, Princess of Wales. Not because Catherine has publicly complained about Harry and Meghan coming back. She hasn't. Not because she has told the public she's angry. She hasn't done that either.
Prince William is portrayed as angry, and during an argument about Harry's wife Meghan, even violent. An accusation repeated on 60 Minutes.
He was shouting at me, I was shouting back at him. It wasn't nice, it wasn't pleasant at all. And he snapped, and he pushed me to the floor.
He knocked you over?
He knocked me over.
In fact, Catherine has said very little publicly about the Sussexes. And perhaps that's what makes this story so interesting. Because imagine being in Catherine's position. Harry isn't just your husband's brother. He's someone you've known for years. Someone who was once part of your family's inner circle. Someone you laughed with, worked with, and appeared alongside at royal events. But he's also the same person whose interviews, memoir, and public revelations have contributed to an enormous amount of tension within the royal family. And now, he's coming back. Not just for a few days. Harry and Meghan are expected to spend an extended period in Britain.
He describes his family as very large, very ancient, and very dysfunctional. His father, King Charles, had trouble communicating, trouble listening, trouble being intimate face-to-face, writes Harry, and claims he didn't hug him even when Harry's mother, Princess Diana, was killed in a car crash. His brother,
with Archie and Lilibet expected to attend school there. The couple are expected to remain non-working royals, so naturally, people want to know, how does Catherine feel about it? But here's the problem. We don't actually know. And I think that's important, because the internet can turn speculation into fact very quickly. A headline can say Catherine is worried. Another can say she's furious. Another can say she's ready to reconcile. But Catherine herself hasn't confirmed any of those things. So today, we're going to look at what we actually know, what has been reported, and then I'll give you my honest opinion about what Catherine might be dealing with emotionally. Let's begin with the confirmed part. Harry and Meghan are preparing to spend much more time in Britain. After leaving royal duties in 2020 and establishing their main home in California, the couple are now preparing for a more permanent connection to Britain. Their children, Archie and Lilibet, are expected to attend school in the UK. And that is a major development. Because this isn't simply Harry visiting his father. This isn't Meghan attending a charity event. Their children could actually grow up spending more time in Britain. That means Harry could potentially be much closer to William and Catherine. And that changes the family dynamic. But it doesn't automatically mean reconciliation. That's the distinction we need to make. Now let's deal with the biggest question. What does Catherine think? The honest answer is, we don't know. There has been no public statement from Catherine saying she welcomes Harry and Meghan. There has been no public statement saying she doesn't want them back. And there has been no confirmation that she is angry. Recent reporting has described concerns within the Wales camp. But these reports are based on sources and commentary rather than Catherine speaking publicly herself. And personally, I think we should respect that distinction.
Imagine being Catherine and knowing that disagreements inside your family have been discussed publicly by millions of people around the world. Harry's memoir included deeply personal accounts of his relationship with William and other members of the royal family. People have very different opinions about the book. Some believe Harry was telling his side of the story. Others believe he revealed things that should have remained private. Whatever side you take, one thing is difficult to ignore. Once private family disagreements become public, rebuilding trust can become much harder. Because you can't simply erase what has already been said. The interviews remain online. The headlines remain online. The documentary remains available. The memoir remains on bookshelves. And people continue to debate every detail. So personally, I wouldn't expect Catherine to suddenly behave as though the past never happened. That doesn't mean she cannot forgive. It doesn't mean she cannot hope for peace. It simply means that rebuilding a relationship takes time. If Catherine eventually develops a closer relationship with Harry again, I imagine it would probably happen through small, ordinary moments. Perhaps a family birthday, perhaps a private conversation, perhaps seeing one another at a family gathering, perhaps the children spending more time together. Not necessarily a huge emotional reunion in front of cameras. Sometimes the most meaningful changes happen quietly, of course. Harry isn't returning alone. Meghan is coming with him, and that makes the situation even more complicated. Meghan has also been part of the public story surrounding the Sussexes and the royal family. The Oprah interview, the Netflix documentary, the interviews, the disagreements that have played out publicly. So imagine Catherine seeing Meghan again after everything that has happened. What would that moment be like? We don't know. And anyone who claims to know exactly what Catherine will say or feel is speculating. Personally, I think the most realistic starting point would be something very simple. Politeness first. Not necessarily friendship. Not necessarily closeness. Just basic family respect. And honestly, I think that's enough for a beginning. People sometimes expect reconciliation to look like a dramatic hug followed by tears and instant forgiveness. But real life isn't always like that. Sometimes reconciliation starts with simply being able to sit in the same room without tension. Personally, I don't think this story should be framed as Catherine versus Meghan. I think that's too simplistic. And I don't think we should make Catherine responsible for solving everything. She's a wife. She's a mother. She's a future queen. And she's also a human being who has lived through a very public family breakdown. If she wants boundaries, that's understandable. If she wants peace, that's understandable too. Those things aren't contradictory.